After Kejri leaks action that has taken center stage in the media, there seems to be an expose underway against the whistleblower himself. Lawyer and former IAS officer YP Singh has told Headlines today that Arvind Kejriwal had in fact undermined a huge irrigation scam and only taken up a frivolous case. The officer is working on documents that will nail Kejriwal's big lie. Questions continue to swirl over a ghost loan to Robert Vadra's company. Whose 7.94 crore rupees is it? This question shall perhaps never be answered as the Corporate Affairs Minister Veerappa Moily refuses to order a probe. The charges levelled against Vadra have been dismissed as being politically motivated by the Congress party. Even though the Congress continues to shield Vadra, the Haryana Chief Minister's principal secretary has refused to defend Bhupinder Singh Hooda. Reports suggest the Haryana Chief Minister personally changed the land use to benefit Robert Vadra. The secretary has now put ball in the Chief Minister's court to determine the future course of action. Trouble for Vadra doesn't end with damning allegations in the DLF deal. A lawyer has filed a PIL in a Jaipur court against Vadra's comment on a social networking site, Facebook, which read, "Mango people in a banana republic." There will be a hearing on the matter in the court today. The comment was made by Vadra after the DLF controversy was brought to the public domain. Vadra quit the site after making that comment. Congress President Sonia Gandhi will address a public rally in Mangalore today ahead of the upcoming state assembly elections. The Congress party is trying to revive its lost fortunes in the state. The Congress president shall also meet with the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee, which has been gearing up for these elections for the past 6 months, and discuss various issues on hand.
After Robert Vadra, Arvind Kejriwal turned his focus on BJP President Nitin Gadkari and his alleged involvement in irrigation scam in Maharashtra, but he didn't stop there. In his line of fire were all political parties. Kejriwal claimed they were all hand in glove in corruption and were merely fooling people by acting as the opposition. The anti-corruption crusader said that Gadkari was merely a businessman who was using the BJP to further his own business interests in Maharashtra with active help from the ruling NCP in the state. He also asked why the likes of the JDU's Sharad Yadav and NCP's Sharad Pawar had jumped to Robert Vadra's defense. Talking specifically about Gadkari, Kejriwal alleged that he had built his business in Maharashtra by cheating poor farmers in the state. He gave 4 specific instances to prove this. First, that land was snatched from farmers and handed over to Gadkari. Second, water from a dam was not given to farmers for irrigation. Instead, it was diverted to Gadkari's companies. Also, the water and fly ash pollution caused by Gadkari's factories was overlooked by the Maharashtra government. The BJP threw the full weight of its organization behind Nitin Gadkari. First, the BJP president himself rubbished allegations made by Arvind Kejriwal. He faced the media first. He refuted charges that he had usurped farmers' land or taken all the water from dams for his factories. In fact, Gadkari said that he was working to benefit Vidarbha farmers. Gadkari was followed by Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley, who mocked Kejriwal's expose as a lame political stunt. They also assured Gadkari that the party's cadre stands firmly behind him. Is DMK chief Karunanidhi's grandson hiding in Maharashtra? Headlines today has learned from its sources that Dayanidhi Aragiri could be hiding either in Mumbai or in Pune. Sources have also told Headlines today that the police teams from Tamil Nadu are intensifying their search in these cities to locate Durai Dayanidhi. The state police is seeking help from the Intelligence Bureau as well to locate him. A day after Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard announced that Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar was to be awarded the Australian Order of Merit, an Australian independent MP has come out and questioned the decision. Independent Member of Parliament Rob Oakeshott is not too happy with the fact that the award is being used for diplomatic reasons. He said the award should be only given to Australians who are working for the community and that a separate award could be created to honour icons like Sachin. Senior lawyer and BJP leader Ram Jethmalani has openly backed Narendra Modi as the party's prime ministerial candidate in the next Lok Sabha elections. Jethmalani has written a letter to BJP President Nitin Gadkari asking him to make Modi the party's official prime ministerial candidate. He claimed Narendra Modi is the BJP's best choice for the post of Prime Minister. Also said that he wanted party leaders to discuss the candidature of Narendra Modi for the top post. The senior lawyer maintained that Narendra Modi was a victim of malicious propaganda. In a further embarrassment for the BJP, the letter by Ram Jethmalani to Nitin Gadkari said, and it actually complained about the state of affairs in the party. And even before Kejriwal unveiled his allegations on Wednesday against Gadkari, Jethmalani pledged his support to the IAC chief. Jethmalani claimed that if Arvind Kejriwal gives evidence of irregularities against Gadkari, then the senior BJP leader will not only back Kejriwal, but he too has evidenced wrongdoing by the BJP president. Still fuming after headlines today, investigation exposed irregularities in his NGO. Salman Khurshid has further compromised his defense by issuing a chilling threat to Arvind Kejriwal. Speaking in Delhi, Khurshid said, as Law Minister, he is expected to wield the pen, but if necessary, ink can also be replaced with blood. He then said Kejriwal is welcome to come to Farrukhabad, but he won't make it out. Khurshid then goes on to say that Kejriwal has too many questions, that Khurshid has answers which will make the anti-corruption activist forget all of those questions. Reacting to the barely veiled threat by the Law Minister, Arvind Kejriwal said that killing him will achieve nothing. 100 more Arvind Kejriwals will spring up to take his place because the people of the country have now been awakened. Other members of India Against Corruption also asserted that despite Khurshid's threat, Arvind and his team will go to Farrukhabad on the 1st of November. Barack Obama scored a comeback of sorts in the second presidential debate versus Mitt Romney. Critics described Obama as feistier and more forceful against a rather grim Mitt Romney. Polls in the United States said Obama scored way better. The results offer a stark contrast from the first presidential showdown in Denver on the 3rd of October, when 67% of debate watchers said Romney fared better, while only 25% said Obama won the debate. But how far his aggressive performance would help Obama get back into the game is yet to be seen, with most media reports describing the race to the White House as either a virtual tie or Obama's to lose. Rahul Gandhi met with Prime Minister Manmohan Singh on Wednesday amid buzz in the capital of an imminent cabinet reshuffle. Sources close to Rahul Gandhi have told headlines today that the Congress General Secretary will not be taking up a cabinet berth anytime soon. The focus for the present will be to expand Rahul's footprint on key policy issues, while Rahul will shun a ministerial berth for an enhanced party position. The plan is to meet with the Prime Minister regularly on the big policy issues. The Karnataka High Court has granted conditional bail to French diplomat Pascal Mazourier. The court observed that circumstantial evidence did not specify that he had committed the offence of raping his 4-year-old daughter. The court said there were no eyewitnesses to the incident. Mazourier was granted bail on the condition that he furnish a personal bond of 1 lakh rupees and surrender his passport. Mazourier has been instructed not to leave the jurisdiction of the court without prior permission and in no manner tamper with prosecution witnesses. The 4th suspected terrorist involved in the Pune blast case has been arrested, making this the second big success for the Delhi police within a week. Indian Mujahideen's Mujib was arrested from Pune by the Delhi police's special cell. The police is now preparing to confront Mujib with the other 3 Indian Mujahideen terrorists arrested earlier this week. They have sought a 10-day remand for Mujib from court. He was arrested in Jaipur. Wednesday's talks have failed to restart operations at Kingfisher Airlines. The crucial talks between striking employees and airline management were seen as another chance at getting things going at the airline that's been shut down since the beginning of this month, indicating that the airline's lockup period had to be extended. CEO Sanjay Agarwal said that the talks had made good progress, but that there would need to be more talks to create a situation where the airline could begin operating flights again. After a bullet in the head, now 14-year-old Pakistani rights activist Malala Yousafzai is the target of character assassination, even as she remains unconscious in intensive care at a trauma center in the UK. Images have gone viral online attempting to question Malala's allegiances and activities, most notably a wrongly captioned image of Malala and her father Ziauddin meeting Richard Holbrooke, the AFPAC envoy, in 2009. parliamentary committee comprising 30 MPs visited Jind and Kaithal in Haryana to examine cases of gang rape in the state. The committee is on a fact-finding mission and consists of 11 MPs from the Congress, BJP, Samajwadi Party, Trinamool and AIADMK. Members of a Dalit organization created a ruckus outside the Public Works Department guest house where the MPs were meeting after the police refused to let them in. 12 days after undergoing a cataract operation in Pune, Anna Hazare is ready to start his nationwide campaign. The anti-corruption crusader is planning to embark on a countrywide tour against graft and nepotism. The march will be flagged off from Bihar. Asked about whether APJ Abdul Kalam would be joining his movement, Anna said age would not allow the former president to participate actively, although he does support the movement. Anna is also ready to move into his new office in Delhi equipped with the latest technology. Antiques worth almost 500 crore rupees were stolen from the Royal Museum in Rewa in Madhya Pradesh. The thieves shot dead the security guard and then decamped with several antiques and valuables. The museum is located within the local fort. Reportedly missing from the museum are the royal throne, 40 kilograms of silver items and an antique pistol among other valuables. The police is also probing an insider angle in the robbery. The Patiala House Court will take a decision on November the 2nd on summoning Congress General Secretary Digvijay Singh as an accused in the defamation case slapped on him by BJP President Nitin Gadkari. Gadkari had accused Digvijay of defaming him by suggesting his involvement in the Colgate scam. Digvijay had said Gadkari had business links with Member of Parliament Ajay Sancheti, who allegedly pocketed 500 crore rupees through coal block deals. The court recorded evidence against Gadkari on Tuesday. A fire broke out on Wednesday afternoon in a two-wheeler workshop in Dakhindari area of North 24 Parganas in West Bengal. Flames and smoke billowed out of the closed structure. 5 fire tenders rushed to the spot but were unable to control the blaze, leading to panic among locals. Finally, after battling the flames for over an hour, the fire department personnel were able to put it out. The cause of the fire has not been determined as yet. In Bhopal, 2 children died and another 18 fell ill after being given an antibiotic injection at a government hospital in the city. A day after being given the injection, the children complained of bowel problems. The hospital has presently banned the use of these injections and further investigations are being carried out. However, according to Sub-Inspector P.L. Kushwaha, a primary investigation into the case has revealed that one of the children tragically died not from the injection but because she wasn't given timely hospital care. In the Indrapuram area of Ghaziabad, a lift suddenly came crashing down from the 5th floor of a residential society. 5 people were injured in the incident, out of which 3 were women. All the victims have been admitted to a local hospital and the police is investigating the matter further. The Gujarat Congress has released a book that gives information about rising suicide cases in the state. The book is named Jawandeep and it contains information received through a right to information query about suicide cases in the last 10 years. According to state data, since Narendra Modi came to power, 35,260 people committed suicide in the state. Out of these, 11,681 were unemployed and could not cope with financial problems. Around 7,062 farmers committed suicide due to failed crops. A study has revealed that the Ganga has now become a source of cancer. The study conducted by the National Cancer Registry Program has revealed that the holy river is a poisonous river today. It is so full of killer pollutants that those living along its banks in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Bengal are more prone to cancer than anywhere else in the country. It says further that the river is thick with heavy metals and lethal chemicals that are highly carcinogenic. In Srinagar, residents protested against the hike in prices of gas and electricity. Women participated in the protests in large numbers and burnt electricity bills. Protesters took to the streets and demanded a gas subsidy. They stated that the electricity rates are too high for the common man to be able to afford them. Protesters shouted slogans against the government and also clashed with the police. At least 16 people tragically died and 24 sustained injuries in a head-on collision between a bus and a truck trolley on National Highway 75 in Madhya Pradesh. The accident occurred when the tourist bus on its way to Chhatarpur collided with a trolley carrying cement bags on its way to Jhansi. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has announced a sum of 1 lakh rupees to kin of the dead and 10,000 for the injured. A man in Ghaziabad on Delhi's outskirts threw acid on his wife and mother-in-law. The accused, Vinod, threw acid on his wife's face after she failed to respond to a dowry demand. The victims have sustained serious injuries, while the accused man is nowhere to be found. Police is investigating the matter and trying to locate Vinod. In a fit of rage, a group of boys assaulted their neighbor over a car parking quarrel. 22-year-old victim Sagar Harnal was beaten up by a group of 3 drunk men as he was reversing his car from the parking spot. The boys parked their car right behind Sagar's, and when asked to move, they not only beat him up but also tried to mow him down with their car. On hearing the chaos, Sagar's mother rushed to the spot, but the boys had already fled. Sagar was immediately rushed to hospital. He sustained head injuries and a fractured leg. The police has failed to register a case so far, strangely, despite being provided with the car number of the accused. 3 children were seriously injured in an explosion in the Maripur area of West Delhi. The children were playing with explosives when the blast took place. Residents nearby claimed that they heard a loud bang and rushed to the spot. The children were admitted to a hospital where they are said to be in a critical condition. Police say the children may have picked up the explosives from the nearby Ramlila ground. It is currently under preparation for upcoming festivities. In a case of love apparently gone horribly wrong, a boy murdered a girl and then committed suicide in Loni in Ghaziabad on the outskirts of Delhi. The boy, Praminder, called the victim Dolly, who was also his brother's sister-in-law, to their house and murdered her. After killing the girl, Praminder hanged himself from a ceiling fan. According to reports, the couple decided to end their lives as their families were totally against their relationship. In fact, Dolly's family had arranged her wedding with a different man. The case is being investigated by the Ghaziabad police.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation has arrested a 21-year-old Bangladeshi man on charges of attempting to blow up the New York Federal Reserve Bank with what he believes was a 453 kg bomb. The plot was thwarted by an undercover sting operation conducted by the feds. Qazi Muhammad Rezwanul Ehsan Nafis faces charges of attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction and attempting to provide material support to Al-Qaeda. Russian President Vladimir Putin has clearly stated that only UN sanctions could restrict Russia's arms sales abroad. The president has given a strong signal that Moscow would keep ignoring Western objections to Russia's arms sales to civil war-stricken Syria. Putin's comment followed Turkey's move to force the landing of a Syrian jet flying from Moscow that was carrying military equipment. The latest amateur video released from Aleppo shows what anti-Assad activists claimed was the aftermath of an airstrike, Aleppo's Shahar district. The video shows residents rushing out onto the smoke and debris-covered streets. The residents are also seen picking through the rubble in an apartment searching for survivors. The civil war has destroyed large parts of the city that was once the business capital of Syria. A Norwegian-based jumper had a miraculous escape when a stunt he was filming for a television show went horribly wrong. Richard Henriksen, a surgeon by profession, likes to do gymnastics before base jumping from cliffs. The stunt took a shocking turn when the apparatus broke, sending him hurling over the edge of the 4,000-foot cliff. He just missed hitting the rock and managed to open his parachute. A cold wave across northeastern China's Jilin province has covered the trees and mountains with a unique white ice formation. The rive ice or white ice is made from freezing water vapor, with everything from trees and plants to mountaintops glazed with this white ice. Visitors are being treated to beautiful winter scenes. Groups of photography enthusiasts travel thousands of kilometers to take pictures of the ice-covered landscape. Defending IPL champions Kolkata Knight Riders crashed out of the Champion League T20 after their match against Perth Scorchers was washed out in Durban. Having lost the first two games, this was a must-win for KKR. The skies opened up after the 14th over. Was bowled in the Perth innings. The KKR bowlers had managed to restrict Perth to 91 for 2 before the rain came down. Poland held England to a 1-1 draw in a 2014 World Cup qualifying match. Wayne Rooney put the visitors ahead in the 30th minute of the match when he turned captain Steven Gerrard's corner into the net with his shoulder. That brought the Poles back into life as they launched a flurry of attacks. England had to thank keeper Joe Hart for keeping them in the game by pulling off a number of super saves. Shuttle queen Saina Nehwal has made a winning return to the tour with a convincing show in her opening round of the Denmark Open. Playing her first game post her historic triumph at the Olympics, Saina got past her Korean opponent in straight games in under 40 minutes. Lance Armstrong has stepped down as chairman of the cancer charity he founded, Livestrong. This after the US anti-doping officials issued a scathing report detailing his use of performance-enhancing drugs for years as one of the world's premier cyclists. Hero Honda Indian Open begins in Bangalore today with the focus largely centered around the in-form Gaganjeet Bhullar. In the absence of Jeev Milkha Singh and Arjun Atwal, Bhullar will be the top draw for the local crowds along with local hope Shiv Kapoor and Anirban Lahiri. Well, they might have married behind closed doors, but Saifina finally made it official with a grand after-party at the Taj in Mumbai, and the who's who of Bollywood stepped in to congratulate the newlyweds. The esteemed guest list includes Shah Rukh Khan, good friend Karan Johar, Preeti Zinta, Amrita Arora, and a host of other celebrities besides the Khans and the Kapoors. Here we have a glimpse of how Kareena Kapoor looked at her reception in Mumbai on Tuesday evening. Bebo looked like $1 million in this winner of a costume designed by her favorite designer Manish Malhotra for her big day. Right from the jewelry to the makeup to her hair, everything looked just traditionally perfect. The ornate red lehenga was complemented with an emerald neckpiece and subtle makeup, keeping elegantly traditional Kareena Kapoor style. Karan Johar's portrayal of a cool, sexy and flamboyant Radha in the latest number from Student of the Year has people raving. Alia, as the modern-day Radha, changed the rules of the game. No longer coy and hesitant, she plays the field and flirts with her Kanhas, two of them who can't stop swooning over her. Piping hot from the spaghetti genre is director Quentin Tarantino's upcoming and goosebump-inducing film, Django Unchained. Here's a look at the film that stars Jamie Foxx, Christian Waltz, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Kerry Washington.
Amongst your inventory after led beliefs.
Spellbound is how you will be when you see the first trailer of the Anthony Hopkins starrer Hitchcock. A biopic on the life of one of the most influential movie makers of the last century, the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. The movie, a love story set during the time of Hitchcock, made his best-known thriller Psycho. Besides Hopkins, the movie also stars Helen Mirren as his long-suffering wife Alma, his partner for 53 years.